Hey, I'm Sam Greenfield, and I got a question. Did you see the article with Joe Rogan crapping all over progressives and liberals? His words, progressives and liberals, because they're coming out against racism. He's telling, well, the only reason you're doing this is because you haven't made a movie in a while, you got nothing better to do, and they should shut the fuck up. Joe, first thing, that article came from Fox News. Whoever allowed that photograph of you to be seen, if that was your agent, you should fire him. You look like you just gutted a kindergarten class. Okay, that's number one. Number two, what are you trying to say, Joe? Are you saying that racism is okay, that you're good with it, that people who speak out against it are idiots? Is that what you're saying, Joe? Because that just makes you sound like an asshole. Okay, are you for it? Are you not upset? Does it not bother you that Rashad Brooks was shot in the back by cops? Does it not bother you that a 75-year-old man was knocked to the ground and suffered cranial damage? Are you okay with that, Joe? Are you okay that Trayvon Martin was murdered by George Zimmerman and all the kid had on him was a back of jujubes? You okay with that? Tamir Rice, 13, shot to death by a cop. He had no weapon on him whatsoever. Are you good with that? Breonna Thompson, shot to death in her house, right, on a no-knock warrant. Are you good with that, Joe? Because, see, if all that's true, or if you're good with that, then maybe the people who are crying out against racism, maybe they're not the assholes. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's you. Oh, progressives and liberals, shut the fuck up. No, why don't you shut the fuck up? Why don't you wake up? I mean, are you saying that the people who marched in Charlottesville, the neo-Nazis who said no Jew will replace us, or Jews will not replace us, that's what they said, are you good with that, Joe? Well, then they're not the assholes. You are. Okay? You see, because 2 generations ago, Americans died to stop these morons from taking over the world. Nazis. You remember that, right, Joe? Yeah. So you just sound like a fool. You do. Now, there's, and the other thing is, you're not even interested in getting the people who are progressives and liberals to see your side of it. You're just sounding off. And frankly, if I was the host of a show whose claim to fame was convincing people to wolf down snake dick, maybe I wouldn't take such a high and mighty attitude about who and what I am. Sarah Paulson, who speaks out against racism, Emmy Award-winning actress. The other people, award-winning actors. I'm sorry, Joe. But frankly, your time is over. Maybe you're just scared to death that the country's turning brown. Maybe that's what wakes you in the middle of the night. Or do you still joke about having people give you blowjobs so they can get on a comedy stage? I don't know what it is. Maybe you think that's funny. It's not, But you sound like a moron to me. You do. It's kind of pathetic and sad and foolish. And these progressive liberals, well, the only reason they're doing this is because they're not making any movies. Joe, people have been speaking out against this forever. Tom Hanks and other people have been speaking out against this racism when they were making movies. Maybe you didn't notice because the show that you had on, maybe you were too busy telling people muskrat balls, suck them. I don't know. I don't know. But you really sound foolish, and I'm embarrassed for you. I know you're not embarrassed for you. I know you think you're right. But once again, for those of you who haven't seen the picture of Joe, head shaved, he absolutely looks like the kind of guy who just would be scaring a mass murderer to death. Okay, he looks like Hannibal Lecter would say, get away from me. So, Joe, maybe your time has passed. Maybe you don't get that. Maybe you don't understand it. But I do. Okay? Maybe it's time you shut the fuck up. Maybe it's time you wake up. Shame on you. Shame on you, man. You sound so pathetic. Wow. I'm Sam Greenfield. Sam Greenfield Has Questions is my channel on YouTube. Subscribe. It's free. You don't like it? Don't subscribe. But if you think that Joe Rogan is right when he says these things about people who speak out against racism, shame.